Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Data here, and it is time for the next NHL 24 trailer as the NHL 24 official presentation trailer drops today in just a few minutes. Excited to get our eyes on this with so much hype, in my opinion, around some of the new development team. I know many people, of course, as always, it's going to be the people who are saying it's nothing new. NHL 15.9, let's get excited, all that. But, as I'm kind of learning more about NHL 24, I am going into it with an open mind, and I think the presentation trailer is a good opportunity for the team to prove themselves a bit, especially in terms of what people have been asking for full presentation. Full presentation has been something that we've really missed in NHL 23. Not being able to have that option when we go in to watch the game or playing the games themselves has been a huge thing that's been missing. Good morning to everybody in here. Ace the Husky, Slim, Mr. Brian McLack, Vasi, welcome aboard, buddy. Legend. Let's see what happens in this one. It'll go live in just a couple minutes. I'm going to share the screen as we've had trouble in the past with sharing the sound. I'll kind of do my my backwoods way here of just trying to put the microphone to the speakers here. But really, what I want to do is break it down myself. So it's not so much what the trailer is saying, but what I'll say about the trailer. So all that being said, let's go ahead and switch it over to the EA page. Welcome aboard, everybody. Oh yes, Dexter. Sorry, I was reading the names while I was writing the description. Sorry, Dexter. I know. Hobbsy, welcome aboard. All right, so we're just a couple minutes away. So definitely what we're hoping for is the number one, first and foremost, we need to get full presentation back. Second, we'll want to see in the game modes, I know it's not like a franchise mode or a Be a Pro deep dive, but in terms of presentation, I think presentation does cross over to those modes. So can we get some better cutscenes in Be a Pro? I think that would be a big plus. But just in terms of not having to look at these celebration cutscenes all the time that people aren't interested by, not having to be not scoring a goal and all your teammates are just zombies skating in circles, skating away from you after you score a goal. Little things like that I think would be good quality of life improvements. I'm not really hoping for much, so I think much of this will be surprising to me. I'm really just hoping for bare minimum, and even that is probably my expectations are probably too high. But yeah, I don't know, nothing much being changed. I can't wait for the deep dives on the game modes. If it's coming, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now, I hate when they do the premiere, but you gotta wait a minute 50 for it. Now I'm gonna mute this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into theater mode, but you gotta wait. We gotta wait for the countdown here. No, I doubt that anything has really been touched in franchise mode. That's not what we're hoping for in this game. I don't think that's what we're really going for. So I don't think we need to even get our hopes up at all. I just do think that the presentation, which will transfer over to franchise mode going in to watch the games or Be a Pro cutscenes and things like that, I hope that will be touched upon a little bit. So yeah, don't get our hopes up for anything crazy. As I said, my wish list for presentation is very short, but I think it's things that are pretty important. Let's get full presentation back in. A lot of people are asking for getting true broadcast back in. Let's also try and get better cutscenes. Let's get our teammates being involved in goal celebrations and not being zombies skating in circles. Let's get a few things like that involved. I think that would make us a lot happier. Can I go ahead and put this in full screen even? Or is that not shared by the StreamYards here if I go into full screen? Let's see, there you go. 30 seconds out. It is a deep dive, so it may very well be quite a lengthy trailer. And hopefully there is a lot to say if they feel that there's a need to make an actual deep dive for it. So I'll let most of it run. I'll give my analysis after. We'll watch it through the first time, and we'll go from there. I'll throw in some comments as we go, but really it'll be after the fact. We'll break down a bit more slowly. 10 seconds here. Let me know if the audio is okay. I know it won't be fantastic, but let me know if you can just hear it at least. Here we go.
How's it going, guys? I'm Ty.
Yeah, here he is.
And this is the presentation deep dive for NHL 24. You guys have never heard of me? I'm I've been making NHL content on YouTube for over 10 years now, and in the last month I got to sit down with the lead president and producer at NHL, David Pritchett, where we talked about all the new features and changes to the upcoming game. Now, my first question was about the new Hype Moments feature,
Hype
how it makes all
Moments.
the arenas in-game come alive.
We've really kind of expanded out what we call, at least under the hood, the crowd engagement score, or the CES. So there's positive events, there's negative events. And as you kind of build up positive events, it really gets the home crowd kind of riled up.
The crowd that never has done anything.
The next feature I'm really excited for NHL 24 is the new Creation Zone environment. Basically, this is where you are when you're creating your player, creating your team. And a cool feature they added this year is the ability to create 30 more teams, 1,500 more skaters, and 200 more goalies than previous years. So
okay, that's cool, but like very few people use that.
I'll have Bridget tell you about some of the different customization options within that mode.
We've got over 150 new pieces of vanity gear that are animated.
For EASHL, though.
Seem to believe, and I think we've got 130 something pieces of vanity gear that aren't animated but look super premium.
More of the Fortnite stuff.
No tape stick option, which the fans have been asking for quite some time. And a lot of work has been done on the material tuning to make the sticks as authentic as possible.
Okay,
the
thanks.
The graphite, making them look exactly right. Another big one that
the graphite really is what got
for a long time is you can now put a cage on any helmet.
There you go, nice cage. I'm a big cage guy.
Visor supported as well, and also the skin material, not just inside of Creation Zone, but inside of the game itself, looks better than it's ever looked before. It looks much more authentic. We spent a lot of time in the fine details of that skin shader to get it looking as authentic as possible.
And it has to be the most drastic change of presentation in this year's game, guys, is the new Flex Moments. No longer are you celebrating from your regular camera angle, but you're actually up close and personal now on your player. I'll have Pritchett tell you the thought process behind that change.
Previous years, we've allowed the user to celebrate, but it's always just been from the gameplay camera.
Black and white.
Kind of just a few pixels celebrating on the screen.
It's 1 year ago, it's already black and white.
Images on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, of your favorite player celebrating, it's always like down low and up close, and you can kind of see the full body and the face. They're usually screaming kind of thing. We needed to capture that. So in offline modes like franchise and play now, the authentic modes, we have a selection of authentic celebrations that can be chosen, along with signature celebrations for certain players. And then inside of Ishal, World of Chell, there's 75 new celebrations that are, some of them are pretty crazy, but one thing they all have in common is that they look awesome. Brand new camera, brand new lighting, and facial animation for every single one of them that is appropriate for the celebration.
And now with Flex Moments, the other big change of presentation this year has to be the new dynamic rink boards. Obviously some controversial opinions about those. I asked Pritchett how they're going to ensure that they're not distracting for players.
When you score, we get a special animation there, and we bring up the most relevant stat. So if it's a career milestone, or if it's an
at least there's milestones
or something like that, that's what we're going to showcase on the boards.
Okay, that's positive.
In the World of Chell, there's this whole new kind of customization.
Battle Pass, there it is.
Player banners, we call them, but they're graphic.
But did Fortnite not copyright the font that goes with the word Battle Pass? Looks exactly the same.
And now with all that new information we just laid on the boards, I asked Pritchett how they potentially help players who play without audio, which I sometimes do, I'm not going to lie.
I sometimes do it.
We've heard a lot
as if it's scandalous.
Obviously not playing with audio, and while audio is awesome and everyone should play with audio, we get it. There are people that don't want to play with audio. Instead of doing something like bring up an overlay or
classic
something
poke
like
check
that,
tripping.
Put it on the boards themselves. So if there's a delayed penalty, the empty net, so a goalie got pulled, those types of things, we now just put up on the boards. And users, the great thing about it is like users,
the rest of the team's still not reacting to goals. That's so disappointing.
Take their eyes out of the game world and kind of look at an overlay or look up at the score clock. They can just kind of they see it already just from playing. They just kind of see it out of the corner of their eye, and it's a super effective way to kind of communicate information, and it's helpful whether you've got audio or not. But definitely for people that don't have audio, it's super helpful.
And in regards to graphical improvements in NHL 24, there's now sweat exertion on players, which is very cool.
Sweat exertion, that's what I've been waiting for.
More about that feature, as well as whether or not it'll be available on all consoles.
All of the new heads, 22 new star heads, they're in all platforms, so Gen 4 and Gen 5. But the exertion is Gen 5 only this year, and it's a great feature. But
not too bad. I'm gonna go buy a PS5 so I can see the sweat on my player's face.
They get more sweaty, kind of they're out there on the ice working. They get back to the bench, they take a little bit of break, kind of calms down a little bit, they jump back on and starts kind of all over again. So it's a very cool little detail to see, especially with some of the replays that we have that get kind of up close and personal with the players. But yes, Gen 5 only this year.
Now, if you guys haven't forget, there's actually a new color commentator in NHL 24.
Yeah.
It's no longer Ray Ferraro, it's now Cheryl Pounder.
That's too bad. I liked Ray. I know Ray was a meme sometimes, but I liked Ray.
Cheryl kind of came in at this last second audition for us, and it was like, oh.
Cheryl would do well, but I liked Ray a lot.
Well, it's incredible. You can tell that they are moving and shaking. They're getting the puck going north. They're transitioning so fast. And man, do they have their opponent on their heels. A goaltender, they have to have talent. They have to have mobility. They have to be able to track the puck. But
this is of little import to me. It could be my neighbor doing the color commentary. Doesn't change my life.
Out battling, out willing, and you make the save.
And in addition to the new color commentary, guys, there's actually authentic tracks being used as part of the new face-off moments. And here you can hear Pritchett talk more about that.
Face-off moments are pretty awesome. We're bringing authentic music back into the back end of the game, or the actual game itself. What we're really going for is authentic emotion. So we needed those authentic tracks, and we got some classic tracks like a Darude Sandstorm. We got Tsunami by Dubs, Fits in the Tantrum, Hand Clap, and of course we've got Cha Cha Slide as well, which everyone's going to recognize. Cool thing about those last two are
probably can't do it copyright. Oh no, they are doing it. Oh no, of course they have the rights to it. Of course they can do it.
Now, my favorite presentation feature on NHL 23 had to be the all-nice projection, so I asked Pritchett whether or not we'd be getting any new unique ones for different teams in NHL 24. Here's what Pritchett had to say.
We reached out to the teams that we didn't have an authentic on-ice projection for. So we've got Washington properly represented. We've got Montreal properly represented.
Hey,
Seattle Kraken, which looks absolutely sick inside of the game, plus others as well. But yes, definitely an effort was made there to try to get away from some of those generic on-ice projections that we had for some of the teams and get it as authentic as possible.
And now finally here, guys, this is a big one for franchise guys like me. I asked whether or not the offline replays were returning to NHL 24.
Come on, offline replays.
Yeah, so this year we brought back the full replay
for
all offline modes, franchise, Be a Pro, and
finally,
and the others.
Ridiculous that it was ever gone.
So regardless of whether you're AI or a human control team, you're going to get all of the goal replays.
Finally.
We also brought back the true broadcast camera.
People are going to love that.
That we bring that one back, so
people are going to be happy about that.
Distinct true broadcast cameras in the game.
And that does it for the NHL 24 presentation deep dive. We'll leave your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click the link in the description to pre-order NHL 24. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay. Let me just get this back off now that the presentation's over. Okay, so initial thoughts. The biggest things that I wanted to see, I guess the two biggest things in terms, let's go one at a time. The biggest thing I wanted to see, being able to get the full presentation back for the offline modes. That was number one. That is there. That's great. Number two, we wanted to see a bit more on celebrations. We wanted to see that the rest of the team was being involved in those celebrations. That is not the case. That is disappointing. The one surprise was the boards. I find the boards to be very interesting. I think it's a bit too unrealistic that it's going to be flashing empty net, stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it even says like offside warning. That's just speculation, but that I don't like. But I do like that they're going to tell you the milestone on the boards, hat trick, 50th goal of the season or whatever else that we saw there. That I do like. So let's just break it down a bit more. If I'm just going to go, I got to refresh the page, get out of Premiere mode and get back to the video itself. Just give me a second here. Feel free to leave your thoughts on it. I'm seeing a lot of you leaving comments on your thoughts so far. Yeah, no fire on the ice for Montreal. That's true, right? Just the waving flag. They didn't have the fire. I wonder if in the full mode you would see the fire at the Bell Center on the ice. Yeah, Legend saying that seems pretty bare bones besides the boards. For a deep dive, it was only 7.5 minutes. I say only because in the past these have been like double-digit minutes. I'm talking like 20-minute videos. I know that, you know, if there's nothing more to say, there's nothing more to say. But yeah. I'm not sure if maybe because they just uploaded it, it's not in HD yet. I'm trying to, it's showing me 480p. I can put it up, I can put it up to 2160p 4K. Okay. So Tactics, he got the call. He's selecting the checks. Good for him, buddy. I'm going to go ahead and switch it back for all of you. Let's get back to full screen. Appreciate you bearing with me here as it's a bit of a tough operation. Hobbs is saying Tactics said at the very beginning there was positive and negative height meters or whatever that was. but they only showed examples of positive. True, eh? I guess negative would be if you're in the defensive zone. So maybe I put it too high. Maybe I shouldn't put it in 4K. Let me bring it down to 1080. Maybe that'll do something for us here. Snoop was never no, he was never actually a commentator. Okay. So the hype moments. Let's get back into the hype moments.
We've really kind of expanded out what we call, at least under the hood, the crowd engagement score, or the CES. So there's positive events, there's negative events, and as you kind of build up positive events.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a new video or what. Internet's fine. I checked all that before. My issues that I had a couple weeks ago with the internet are not here anymore. Maybe it's just too much traffic on this video. Go Canucks, go! Is that what they say in Vancouver? I thought it was Go Nucks, go. Go Canucks, go! Go Canucks, go! That's what they're saying in Vancouver, really? Don't mean to offend any Vancouver fans, but... Okay, so we didn't see actually too much about that at all. Just positive things lead to positive hype being added, I suppose. I don't know if that's exclusively for the crowd or what. I'm not sure what negative would mean. They start booing you off the field, off the ice, like the Blue Jays got booed off last night. I don't know. Shout out to them.
24 is the new creations environment. Basically, this is where you are whenever you're creating your player, creating your team.
Okay, so for the creation zone, this is good. But similar to how they added, like, overhaul to franchise last year, but they added things that no one was really asking for. This is one of those things. Like, when I think of all the people in my entire franchise mode life who this would impact, it would be one person, Snipe and Score, the guy who makes thousands of players. I don't know anyone who makes so many players that they need, like, 1,000 more slots. I'm sure they do exist. I'm not saying it's bad. Those people are doing something wrong. NHL should be played however you play it. But I know from experience, when I make 20 or 30 players to add to a franchise mode who aren't in franchise yet, it takes a very long time to do so. So I don't know who's making thousands and thousands and thousands of players that they need to add all these slots. And that's like their big thing.
And a cool feature they added this year is the ability to create 30 more teams, 1,500 more skaters, and 200 more goalies than previous years, so those custom rosters should be awesome. So yeah,
that's cool. The custom roster builders were able to do a lot of things. But the problem is, if you allow for the rosters to be so customized, you need to be able to turn off generated prospects. Because if I add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of prospects to the teams and to the draft classes of the next few years, and the game's adding medium elites throughout the draft class, dozens and dozens per year, the league becomes way too overpowered, way too fast. So thank you for allowing me to add all these prospects, but you need to also allow me to turn off generated prospects being in my draft classes for at least the first few years, if that's going to be a feature. That's what I have to say about that.
But next, guys, I'll have Bridget tell you about some of the different customization options within that mode.
We've got over 100.
This is all Fortnite stuff.
Vanity gear that are animated, which need to kind of be seen to believe, and I think we've got 130 something pieces of vanity gear.
That's fine. If you're into that, that's fine.
We've got a new no tape stick option.
Like people are going crazy about the no tape. All right.
Quite some time, and a lot of work has been done on the material tuning to make the sticks as authentic as possible.
Like year after year, we got the faces, we got the ice, the glow on the ice is brand new, the graphite of the sticks is realistic, the skin, the sweat, the fabric, it's 90% silk and 45% cotton and 68% this. Come on. Like, I know this is part of the detail, I know this is something that goes into the game, but for it to be like such a main factor of the game year after year after year, it's always something. This year it's the skin and the graphite. Last year is the ice. Next year it's gonna be the lips. I don't know. Come on.
The metalness, the graphite, making them look exactly right. Another big one that the fans have been asking for a long time is you can now put
the cage is nice.
Helmet whatsoever.
I like that.
The full visor.
I wonder if we'll get players where I wonder if we'll get generated players in franchise mode who have cages. I wonder.
Also, the skin material, not just inside of Creation Zone, but inside of the game.
There you go. That skin. There it is.
Before. It looks much more authentic. We spent a lot of time in the fine details of that skin shader to get it looking at.
Again, hats off to you. It looks great,
the
but come on.
Presentation in this year's game, guys, is the new Flex Moments. No longer are you celebrating from the regular camera angle, but you're actually up close and personal now on your player. I'll let Pritchard tell you the thought process behind that change.
Previous years, we've allowed the user to...
In previous years, we've done this disgustingly. Here it is last year, as if it's NHL 14.
Celebrate, but it's always just been from the gameplay camera. So you're kind of just a few pixels celebrating on the screen. And if you look at, you know, any images on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, of your favorite player celebrating, it's always like down low and up close, and you can kind of see the full body and the face they're usually screaming kind of thing. We needed to capture that. So
what I don't like, look, we needed to capture that. That's great, you're capturing it. But look at the players around. It can't be that just one guy's doing this big celebration, especially for milestone goals, and the rest of the team is just skating around him.
Like
look at the guys behind. Look at these guys. No reaction, just skating. No head down. No arms up, no smiles, no coming, just skating towards him ish. That's it.
There's 75 new celebrations that are, some of them are pretty crazy, but one thing they all have in common is that they look awesome.
But look at the one Matthews here. The player behind him on the Leafs is keeled over, just not even interested in whatsoever.
But one thing they all have in common is
I hate that. Look at this guy. Who is this? Tyson Barrie? TJ Brody? Come on.
Awesome. Brand new camera, brand new lighting, and facial animation for every single one of them that is appropriate for the celebration.
Yeah, that's a huge pet peeve for me. I can't say anything else about it. It's just, it is what it is. I can't believe that that's still going on.
Flex Moments, the other big change of presentation this year has to be the new dynamic rink boards.
And I like that they were able to zoom in for the celebration. That's good. I'm not harping on that. I'm harping on how the rest of the team still doesn't do anything aside from raise their arms if you're lucky. But in that Flex Moments, it seems like no one cared.
Obviously, some controversial opinions about those. I asked Pritchard how they're going to ensure that they're not distracting for players.
When you score, you know, we get a special nation there, and we bring up, you know, the most
little Michigan. There it is.
Career milestone, or if it's an in-game milestone. Like
you know what? A super small, super picky thing for me. I'm not, and this isn't a bad thing. It's just this is a personal, super picky thing. Watch how quickly, in between Zegras scoring and the moment that the boards change to goal, Zegras. Goal in, instantly goal, right? It says right there. Goal Zegras. That's like a super, super, super minute detail for me. No one is able to click. I don't know who's running the operations over there. No one's ready to click goal Zegras right away the moment the puck crosses the goal line. But I'm not going to harp on that.
And then in the world of Chell, there's this whole new kind of customization. Player banners, we call them, but they're graphics that you can kind of customize your character with, and they kind of take over the boards as well. It's very cool.
And now with all that new information we displayed on the boards, ask Pritchard how they potentially help players who play without audio, which I sometimes do, I'm not going to lie. Here's his thoughts.
So we've heard a lot about people, obviously.
Yeah, I hear you, Hobbsy.
Audio, and while audio is awesome and everyone should play with audio, we get it. There are people that don't want to play with audio. Instead of you know, doing something like bring up an overlay,
classic poke
like
check
that,
trip.
we just put it on the boards themselves. So if there's a delayed penalty,
tripping, Kreider. See, this I love how what they did with the boards, with being able to say, okay, this person scored, it's a hat trick, it's this many goals on the year, blah blah blah. That's fine. And even if there's a penalty, it tells me who got the penalty. Not realistic. You're not going to see that in the real world where it says tripping Kreider the second that the penalty happens. But aside from that, I can't say I'm a big fan of it saying full pressure and net empty. Like, no home arena is going to say, oh, it's been 30 seconds, time to change the animation to say full pressure. That's kind of that's in-game stuff, which is fine. Again, it's fine, but I don't think it really reflects what the actual NHL is doing with the boards. I do like the celebration-related things, though.
Hold those types of things we now just put up on the boards, and users, the great thing about
Elias Pettersson, goal number 137 or whatever, that's cool.
Is, like, users don't have to break.
That's a bit detailed.
Don't have to take their eyes out of the game world and kind of look at an overlay or look up at the score clock.
See, over here, full pressure. It's a red band that says full pressure. Is that actually happening? Are teams allowed to do that? Are they, or is it just advertisements? I don't think they can actually do that, right? I don't know.
They can just kind of,
I don't know. I'm being too picky on that.
They just kind of see it out of the corner of their eye, and it's a super effective way to kind of communicate information and is helpful.
I don't like this little thing I noticed here when Nurse dumped in the puck. I hate that you're still, if you take a shot by, let's say, you move up the right stick, move down the right stick, slap shot. If you take a shot behind the blue line, it shoots it into the corner. Why can't I direct it? There's 1.3 seconds left. I want to shoot on net. It still doesn't let me. It shoots it into the corner because I'm behind the blue line. I hate that that's always been something in the game. I want to shoot on net from far away, outside of the blue line. If I'm behind the blue line, why does it have to be a dump in? I should be able to control whether it's a dump or a shot. Just another thing I noticed.
Helpful whether you've got audio or not, but definitely for people that don't have audio, it's super helpful.
And now, regards to graphical improvements in NHL 24, there's now sweat exertion on players, which is very cool.
Sweat exertion.
Facial animations. Ask Richard to tell us more about that feature, as well as whether or not it'll be available on all consoles.
All of the new heads, 22 new star heads, they're in all platforms, so Gen 4 and Gen 5.
That's
but
good.
The exertion is Gen 5 only.
The exertion, Gen 5 only. All right, I'm going to go out and buy a PS5 just to see sweat on Cole Perfetti's face.
They get more flush, they get more sweaty, kind of as they're out there on the ice working.
Yeah, that's fair, Hobbsy. Hit counter, shot counter, that's good.
Kind of calms down a little bit, they jump back on and start kind of all over again. So it's a very cool.
This guy's celebrating with the stick over his head like Stanley Cup, and this guy behind him with his lily grin, just bent over and disgusted. David Gump. No one else cares. Look at this. No one else cares. All right, well, hold on. Was Vegas on the road there, and the boards? Are they in Winnipeg? And the boards light up Jack Eichel, Vegas, goal 181. Sorry, they're in Seattle. Yeah, look, they're in Seattle. The boards along the edges here, the arena, are Seattle. There's no way that there's a spotlight and a big thing on the board with a Vegas logo that says J. Eichel when the away team scores. No, come on, that's too much. That's not happening on the road.
Yes, Gen 5 only this year.
Now, if you guys haven't heard yet, there's actually a new color commentator.
Let me guess, if you got a hat trick on the road, there's just as many hats that come down as if you were at home.
NHL 24, it's no longer Ray Ferraro, it's now Cheryl Pounder.
Sweaty Perfetti.
And explain what made her the perfect choice for that role.
Cheryl kind of came in at this last second.
This, as I said before, this is different to Cheryl, to Ray. It could be my neighbor. It could be Pierre Maguire. It doesn't change my life. But I think Cheryl will do just fine. Anyone who's upset about the color commentator needs bigger things to worry about in life.
They have to have mobility, they have to be able to track the puck, but they have to have a willingness to find it and fight for any second shot, and that's exactly what happens here. Out-battling, out-willing, and you make the save.
There you go.
In addition to the new color commentary, guys, there's actually authentic tracks being used as part of the new face-off moments, and here you can hear Pritchett talk more about that.
Face-off moments.
This I'm going to skip just in case there's anything of copyright. I already went through it once while I was talking over it, but I don't want to let it just run. You never know what YouTube might say. Just authentic tracks, music in the right arena. I'd love to see more of that, like, the Leafs goal song, the Canadiens goal song. That would be great. But, they're doing something. Giroud Sandstrom's a classic, and Cha-Cha Slide's a classic, so that's good to have in the game. But hopefully they can continue to expand that library. Hobbsy, hat-trick NHL 7 at home, plenty of hats. On the road, one singular hat. That was perfect. There you go, NHL 7. They knew what to do back then.
Whether or not we'd be getting any new unique ones for different teams in NHL 24, here's what Pritchett had to say.
We reached out to the teams.
That's good. New on-ice projections that are more realistic. That's good. I don't think every arena has those batons that are those light-up batons. That is definitely not the case. That is definitely not happening. Yeah, especially the one home arena I've been to the most. I've been to a bunch of arenas, but especially the one I know the most well is the Bell Center. There's no way that there are all these sticks, even on like jersey retirement nights or special nights. I've never seen this happen where everyone has a glow-up baton. I think it must have been like the Stanley Cup final, the only time that's ever happened. You're gonna tell me every night at the Bell Center they're doing this? I don't know. Every team in the NHL does it now, right? Every team, all 32 teams, every home game, like every team, they're lighting up in the stands every game. That's a good point, Wes. That's a good point. Wes says biggest problem with the commentary is how they talk about X factors, immersion breaking. Very well said.
Franchise guys like me.
Franchise. Offline replays coming back is huge. That's the one thing we waited for, so thank goodness. What makes me angry is why, like, I'm glad it's back. What makes me angry is why did it even leave? It served no purpose, and everyone was furious for a whole year, and now it's back. Thank you.
Pro and Play Now and the others. So regardless of whether you're AI or a human control team, you're going to get all of the goal replays. We also brought back the true broadcast camera. Consumers demanded that.
For sure. I'm not all these critiques that I'm making come from a place of me already having made my statement on NHL 24 saying that even though there's going to be a lot of things that we want to see that are not done yet, I'm treating NHL 24 like game number 1 of the next 3 years. NHL 24, 25, and 26 is the audition for this development team, and that is what I'm going to judge them on. Not just NHL 24, 25, or 26, but all 3 of them together. Yeah.
That one back, so now we have 2 distinct true broadcast cameras in the game.
Yeah, everyone's happy about the true broadcast as well.
Deep dive. We'll leave your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click the link in the description to pre-order NHL 24. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.
Okay, so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That just about does it for the trailer and my reaction to it. I don't think I have much else to add aside from that. I'm looking forward to hopefully some more content as are we under a month away now? I forget I think it's October 6th. Yeah, today's September 15th. We're under a month away. October 6th is the release for NHL 24. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. We'll have lots of NHL 24 content here on the channel as we wrap up our NHL 23 series, final career simulations, and NHL 23 Pittsburgh Penguins franchise mode. We also have MLB The Show franchise mode, real life hockey analysis, breakdowns, breaking news, and all that good stuff. So if you're just finding the channel now and this is stuff, all this NHL 24 content is stuff for you, this channel is the place for you. We'd love to have you join the team, join the assistant general managers. It's a great community. Link for the Discord is down in the description as well. And I look forward to the next NHL 24 trailer. This was a bit of a surprise. I was at home. I was able to go live. So thank you for joining me this morning. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. What do you think about what you saw and what do you think about what I had to say about it as well? Was I fair? Was I unfair? Always happy for constructive criticism when it comes to critiquing some EA stuff. So I look forward to hearing what all of you have to say about that. And I look forward to hopefully a deep dive franchise mode and or Be a Pro something. I know Be a Pro hasn't been something I've really touched, but definitely franchise deep dive, even if nothing's changed, just to see what they have to say about it headed into the next few years. So I'll leave you there. Everyone have yourselves a great Friday. Have a great weekend ahead. NHL 23 Pittsburgh Penguins year number 5 coming at you soon. And I will leave you there. Talk soon, everybody. Thanks for being here, and see you later.